from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. Of course, it's a pleasure coming to you every single morning and having the conversations you want to have about things happening in and around Tobago. Of course, my first guest in studio this morning, I'm so excited. I actually have two guests with me, as you are aware. I'm speaking with Miss Adanna Leonard Williams. She's an English teacher, a life skills facilitator, MASHAV graduate, and a recipient of a pedagogical scholarship to Israel. Yes. Also, guess who's in studio with me? His Excellency, Itai Bardov, Ambassador of Israel in Panama and non-resident in Barbados, Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and CARICOM. It is indeed my pleasure to have both of you with us this morning. Welcome. Good morning to Tobago. Good morning to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television.
Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be here in Tobago with you. It's great.
Absolutely amazing. Adanna, welcome also.
Love to be here. So thanks so much.
Yeah, it's so amazing to be in this position now, to be having this conversation with you guys as we're talking about, bilateral relations with Trinidad and Tobago and Israel, and just the things that it affords us. What does it mean for us here in the local space, Trinidad and Tobago? And Adanna, of course, your experience dealing with this situation, of course, getting that scholarship and affording you the opportunity to do the work that you so love to do. So let's get straight into the conversation, right? A lot of persons might be wondering, what does the ambassador to Panama and Trinidad and Tobago and all of these countries that we just listed, what is primarily your role and function?
Well, I would say two main functions. One is, of course, strengthening political bilateral relations, but the other, which I really like, is trying to reach out to communities, to the people-to-people basis, and that is why Adanna is with us today, because one of the things that we do is we provide, Israel is a world leader in many technologies, whether it's agriculture and water, cyber tech, cybersecurity, semiconductors, and we have programs that we provide to local communities, to people like Adanna, a teacher, who come to Israel, get a scholarship, come to Israel, and then use their know-how to go back and use what they've learned in order to support their own community. So it's training the trainers. So I would divide it into two aspects: political, which is it's with government, but also cultural and stuff like that, and the other is our aid program, what's called MASHAV, which is our international aid program to support communities where they need. And that is why I'm actually here in Tobago, also to learn the needs of Tobago and where we can, as Israel, where we can support. Absolutely
amazing. And Adanna, how did you hear about this program and get involved to the point where you were afforded a scholarship?
Well, I am regular on LinkedIn, and I would update my page. And I got we get opportunities, applications from different places. And I saw that and I said, okay, Israel. So I said, let me apply. And I did that and it went well. And I believe it's one of the best things that has happened, one of the best things that God has allowed to happen to me. And I want others to have that experience, because what I recognize is that what you would see on the media is not what, when you go to Israel, that's not the reality. Israel is fantastic. Jerusalem is not some stone crumbled place. Jerusalem is modern and just amazing, highly technical. The schools are very advanced in technology, robotics, coding, tech stuff, entrepreneurial competitions. And it was really wowing. And the innovations, pedagogical innovations, that is something that we need in our part of the world, in our country of Trinidad and Tobago. We need that to spur our learners, spur them on to not to want to be educated, not to be dull at education, but to see the reason why they need to be educated and be educated with fun, and to enhance teaching and learning with not just the students, but also with teachers. So that burnt out that teachers feel, they'll be motivated and they'll be enthusiastic to teach their learners. And I think it will make something positive if we integrate what Israel's technology can do for the little island of Tobago.
And, you know,
We
being a
can
part of
also be, yeah.
And you know, being a part of the program and benefiting from the program, how has it allowed you to advance your mission and your cause in terms of life coaching and being a teacher and everything else that you do? How was it able to support your movement to ensure that you are able to empower the people who are within your reach?
Well, in terms of gaining the knowledge, I started to apply that knowledge. And applying that knowledge means that I started to, in terms of my teaching, make it more technological, bring that technological advancements to my students, because I recognize they're on their phones all the time, they're on laptops all the time, and it's not they're looking at educational stuff, they will be looking at YouTube or all the social media platforms. So I said, if they like their mobile phones, if they like certain things, let learning be fun. See what they like and integrate it into my lessons using the technology. And that has afforded me, for instance, in 2024, the June cohort at my school, out of with the 30 students, I got 25 grade ones, 4 grade twos, and 1 grade 3 in English A. And that was possible due to using more of the technology in a big way. And I think my thinking changed a lot going to Israel, and that advancement that I want, you know, I just wanted more, and I want my students to experience it. I want other educators to experience it on our island.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that is what it did.
Thank you so much, Adanna. You know, Ambassador, in your introduction, you were talking about the fact that you are trying to provide that measure of support based on what Adanna also said, to ensure that persons can advance education, cultures, and different things that happen in different countries. How do you determine which cause is the one you want to partner with to ensure that, you know, they get their
That's
goals?
a great question, because of course our resources are limited, so you have to choose. But we like to follow up with the alumni that have been to Israel, and then we go with those who come up with great ideas, with projects that we think, wow, that's interesting. And that is exactly what Miss Williams did. She came up with a project called Step to Success, where she wanted to provide to the local community tools of using basic computer skills, teaching children and their parents how to use it. So we said, okay, we're going to join forces together with her. And yes, 2 days ago we were in Point 14. We provided them with some computers and a projector, and together with Miss Williams' knowledge that she's achieved, I think this could be a wonderful beginning for youngsters in that area, and would provide them the tools that they need. So we look at each case differently, but we do like to support our alumni, to follow up with them and support them when they come up with wonderful ideas like Miss Williams has.
And you know, of course, when they succeed and you see the returns, of course, I'm certain that it makes you...
It's the best. It's really, there's nothing better than that. And I've seen it quite a bit around the region, things that we've done in Panama as well, and in the Caribbean countries that I am responsible for, in agriculture and water. We're doing something in Panama in cyber. It really is great to see the results.
And you know, since being here in this area, it's from, I think it's 2021, you took up ambassadorship. How many groups are you able, like even an estimate of how many groups that you were able to contribute to?
So we have what's called a Moadon Shalom. It's our Shalom Club. It's alumni of, and we have around the region, we have dozens and dozens of them, I think around 80 or 90. And we've supported dozens of them in different, some need just someone to come and lecture, to support them in lectures. Others need some specific tools. So, but there have been a lot of these projects around, and I will continue to do it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And you know, of course, partnership is very, very important, and collaborative efforts, of course. I might have resources that you need and you have resources that I need. So we welcome the partnership, and of course, we do hope that your visit to Tobago will also yield some type of benefit. And if we could talk a little bit about your visit to Tobago and your primary focus and objectives for being here.
So it's my third time in Trinidad and Tobago, but my first time in Tobago, and I'm very excited to be here. So one of the areas we're going to visit is the Methodist Primary School, where I'd like to learn if there are any any needs, if they need anything, if there's anything that we can support or provide them. So that's why I'm here, to come and learn. First of all, to come and learn, to make connections. Hopefully also go to the parliament and hear from them as well. So initially, you first have to, I don't, I can go and Google, but there's nothing better than hearing on ground what really are the needs, what, as you said, it's a bilateral thing. So there are things that we can also be assisted by from Tobago. Also trying to maybe enhance tourism and other issues. So it's a broad array of issues that I'm coming to try and learn my first time here. And I just want to say, it was just amazing landing in Tobago, and the drive I did to here. I love this Caribbean vibe. It was, how to make a very good first impression. I really enjoyed it.
I'm sure if all of Tobago is listening, of course, you will agree with that, and you will stand proudly, because that's what we do as people from Tobago. Of course, we welcome our visitors, and we ensure that you feel at home and welcomed. In terms of the program and the support that you provide, how do you measure your success? Do you do any follow-ups to ensure that the organization, they use the resources in the way it was designed to be used and it brings the results? How do you do that?
That's a great question. So we do try to create a database of all our alumni, and to follow up with them, we try, because I'm not physically in Trinidad and Tobago, it's a little more difficult. So what we do in Panama, for instance, where we have a big base of alumni, is we will do meetings once every, and we'll bring a lecturer, or we'll hear from them about how they've used the tool that they've been given, and because the idea is to train the trainers, and so we like to share the information. So we'll do these different sessions, we'll follow up, and as I said, we have these projects specifically for alumni, where we will provide financial assistance. It can be a few $100s. It can go all the way up to $10,000 for each alumni to assist them in the project that they want to do. And Adanna Williams is a wonderful example of that. So that's how we'll keep.
And I was going to say that based on what you said, Adanna, shows that the program, of course, yielded benefits. You were able to see how being a part of the program impacted your teaching experience, seeing your students, of course, excelling because of, what you went through, the resources that were made available to you, and the training that you received as well. I'm happy that you had that experience in Israel. And I like what you said when you spoke about the impression that we have about Israel is really not that. So just talk a little bit more about that for me, so that people could get a visual of what it really looks like, and a feel in terms of the culture there in Israel as well.
Well, if I had the opportunity to share my screen a little more, to show you pictures, it's well developed Tel Aviv, very modernized buildings. When I looked at the surroundings, very clean. Jerusalem, very high tech, trains, different modes of transportations. I must say the buses were always on time. When you look at the screens, if it says in the next 2 minutes, it will be there in the next 2 minutes. I was really impressed with the modernization of Israel. The other thing that we experienced was seeing that they are very self-sufficient in agriculture, and they push agricultural practices, but more with technology. So where we stayed at our hotel, Ramat Rachel Hotel, everything that we ate came right from Israel. They are self-sufficient from the kibbutz that were around us. They would have gathered some of the produce that we were eating every day, very healthy eating. So we had olive oil, we had a honeycomb for every breakfast. It was just optional, but everything was well done. And another additional thing that they did for us, besides just academia, would have been, we had tours to Sea of Galilee, Jordan River, the Dead Sea, Masada Park, where you go Holy Sepulchre, where Jesus walked. You saw Mosque of Omar. I think that's the third highest mosque for Muslims. So it was like, this is like welcome to the places in the Bible, and it's like hitting a bird with two stones, in terms of you have the academic part, and then you have this whole experience as a Christian as, just fantastic, amazing, like, wow, I'm actually here. And I mean, that modernization was something that, it's not a Stone Age place. It's not a just rocks all over. It's a real modernized world. So, when I hear people make comments, I ask them, have you ever been to Israel? No. It's just what I see on television. So, what I would love is that more persons from Tobago also, they get the experience through applying for a scholarship to go there and see what it is for themselves and then affect change in their community and make a positive change, a positive difference to the youths and the people around us.
Yes,
That's it.
an amazing capsule there of your experience.
Yes.
And, makes me feel like if I want to hop on a flight right now and head to Israel.
You're invited.
Oh, I'll take you up on that, most certainly so.
Can I add one point to what Adanna, because I really, that is something that really strikes home, the distorted image that Israel has on social media and on TV. Because in addition to what Adanna mentioned, 20%, 2 million citizens are in Israel are Arab Israelis who are an inseparable part of our society, and they are members of all walks of life, Supreme Court judges, members of parliament, they are CEOs of banks, players in our national football team. And people, when I mention this, people are very surprised. Oh, we saw that Jews and Arabs are separate. No, we live together, we coexist together. Jews, Arabs, Christians. Israel is really actually the only liberal Western democracy in the Middle East, but there is such a distorted image coming up because of the current conflict taking place with the Palestinians. People really don't know what Israel is all about. That's why the best thing is to come and see with your own eyes and really understand what Israel is all about. And it is very different to the image that sometimes is portrayed through the screens.
There's no experience like your own experience.
Exactly.
In as much as you might get somebody else's reviews, there's no experience like your very own experience. In terms of the scholarship program, do you think, or is this an attempt to ensure that there's more sensitization as to what your ambassadorship does, so that people can have an understanding of the office, the things that you provide and supply, and the support that you lend to communities? Is there going to be more roll out in terms of going to other countries as well, other communities as well, and tell them, hey, this is what is available here, and this is how you can participate?
I mean, how do we show what we can, what we provide?
Yes.
And, well, first of all, I mean, the best way just to understand what we are providing or proposing is to go on to, like Adanna, she saw it on LinkedIn. You can go on a different website. You can write Google MASHAV, MASHAV, or you can go into the Israeli embassy website in Panama, where we give a list of all the different courses that we offer. It can be entrepreneurship, it can be women empowerment, agricultural technology, water technology, high tech. It's a lot of offers that we have on the table, and just apply. We'll explain there how you can apply, and you can apply. And we do have a lot of applications, and we can't, of course, accept everyone because just of lack of resources. But we always are looking to have members coming from the Caribbean countries and from different parts around the world. So, I'll call everyone, look for us on Google, and we'll be happy to.
That's right. Because I think it's an excellent opportunity, and while I know you might not be able to facilitate everyone, at least, we could make the attempt, see how we can connect and, move forward with projects, ideas, and stuff that we have to strengthen our communities around the Caribbean and the region that you represent. As you are here in Tobago, what is that one thing you are looking forward to the most?
Well, and you helped me a bit before, when we spoke before, is to learn about the local culture, local foods, and I'm going to try and go for that recommendation you gave me, to know the people, and also really to get an understanding of where we can cooperate business-wise, education, the support that we can provide, and getting just to know, there's no way better than, as we said, if you go to Israel, Israel, there's no way better than boots on the ground, being in the place and seeing it with your own eyes. So I just want to get to learn the locals, the local history, culture, and everything.
And I'm so happy that you are here and you're able to have that experience yourself, to, as you say, have your boots on the ground and have that interaction, that one-on-one interaction where that is concerned. And, I really hope that you really get to experience more of the culture. I know you had that on the way in terms of with your driver and, you know, coming into the studio. And I hope you get to feel it more, because I'm telling you, Tobago is a warm place. The people here are warm, and we love ensuring that our guests feel welcome.
I always learn new stuff. You know, I didn't know what doubles was before coming to Trinidad and Tobago. The first time I learned about doubles was when I came to Trinidad, and I love it. So now it's the idea is to really try and learn more and more about the country and its local cuisine and culture and everything that I can.
Absolutely, and I do hope that you get that experience. We're so happy that you came on our program this morning. You and Adanna, thank you guys so much for coming on and bringing that information to us, educating us and letting us know what is available out there. And not just this program, there's so many programs out there, viewers. So I want you to start doing some research. You heard the ambassador. You can go on Google and literally search for anything. In this instance, we're talking about MASHAV. It's MASHAV.
Yes.
So you can Google, find out more about them, more about the things that they provide, the opportunities that are available, just in case you want to connect with what is happening there. And of course, we are so happy to have the ambassador here in Tobago, going through Tobago schools. Scarborough Methodist, that's my alma mater. So of course I'm very, very happy about that. But I'm sure all of Tobago will benefit from whatever partnership is made there or with our local Tobago House of Assembly administration. We are all going to
Can I add one final point? Israel is a tiny country, and we've managed to become a global leader in many, many aspects. And we had a visionary before the State of Israel, Herzl, who said, if you will it, it will happen. I want to tell you, Trinidad and Tobago has an amazing potential. You're also a small country, a tiny country, but you're not facing the same challenges that we are. And I've learned to know the people here. I think don't give up. Try, register, apply. I'm sure some of you that will apply, we will accept, and we'll be happy to provide you a scholarship to come to Israel. So if you will it, it will happen. And Trinidad and Tobago definitely has an amazing potential. So I'm hoping we can continue working together.
Do you know what you just said? If you will it, it would happen. That is the watchword of Scarborough Methodist School? The will does it.
The will does it.
And yes. I grew up on that, the will does it. So if you will it, it will happen. So there you have it, folks. You can Google, you can get all the information there and see how best you can benefit from what is being offered, or the support that is being offered from MASHAV, the partnership with Israel. I mean, so amazing. You might be able to get that experience, and you don't want to miss out that opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. We really truly appreciate you. We always thank you when you choose us as your #1 choice for morning show here on the island of Tobago. As you know, it's Friday, so Mr. Cricket is in studio, and I'm sure he's watching me by the side of his eye because I probably went over a little bit, but that's all right. We're heading on into the weekend, and we do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. But in the meantime, before Marcus Daniel comes on, share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.